Why did Urban fail in the NFL? Break it down for me.
Well, he failed because he's a man that's obsessed with power, and that doesn't fly in the NFL. You have power as a college football coach, or you certainly had a lot years ago before NIL and stuff. He was obsessed with power, and he thought that he could just transition from college football into the NFL and still have that power. He's a man that's obsessed with intimidation. You don't intimidate 28 to 35-year-olds. You can intimidate an 18 to 19 to 20-year-old. You can threaten them. You can make them feel inferior. You can't do that to grown men in the NFL. He never adjusted, Molly. He never adjusted to the way that he was going to approach the relationships in the NFL. He never adjusted to the way that he was going to approach the development in the NFL. He failed because he's a bad human being. And he always thought that since he was great at his job, he can continue to be a bad human being. What you do in the darkness will always come into the light. You will always reap what you sow. That's why he got fired, and that's why he failed. Trevor Lawrence is a superstar talent. He got worse this season. He got worse this season. That's why he failed. Because for all the flaws about off the field stuff, which are a laundry list of stuff, the quarterback that got given to him as the #1 pick has gotten worse this season. The culture that he inherited that wasn't great, that he was hired to go make better, he made worse. The failures are a long list of items. The reason why is because Urban Meyer is a bad dude, and in the NFL, he's a bad coach.
Yep. I second that motion, brother, and you preaching. And the bottom line is this, man. Like, you know, we talked about this almost a month ago, Dio, when he had the bar situation. And I talked about you got to believe people when they tell you who you are.
Right.
And today is obviously the day we lock in on Urban Meyer. But ain't Urban Meyer already told us all of the stuff that we reiterating today? Haven't we seen enough up until this point? I'm not going to let Shad Khan off the hook here. You hired a guy where you knew where this path would lead. I posed a question on Twitter a month or two ago about how long do we think Urban Meyer is going to last. We knew Urban Meyer was going to fold. We knew he was going to look like it was death on the sideline. Dan, do you remember the preseason game when I told you that Trevor Lawrence was looking to the sideline to his coaches for some reassurance?
New Orleans or something,
and Urban
right?
Meyer was over there. Yeah, and Urban Meyer was over there looking like he lost his dog and everything was haywire. And it was the preseason, bro. And I started talking about this. I told Shad Khan, you on the clock, bro, after the bar situation. But still, ownership, this owner, and look, I know we're going to give him kudos for firing Urban Meyer and all of that. I ain't about that life today because you already knew all this. You knew this 2 months ago. You knew it 2 years ago. If you just would have read and paid any attention to who Urban Meyer was, he would have never been the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dan brought up a point about Jim Caldwell. And how in the hell does Jim Caldwell not have a job in the NFL and Urban Meyer does? A coach that has won, by the way, in Jim Caldwell. And it's not the point of making this black and white. That's a whole nother issue that we could spend an hour talking about. But it's the opportunity that was afforded to Urban Meyer, and we already knew who the hell Urban Meyer was. Is anybody on this show surprised about how this ended? Is anybody really surprised about what transpired with the Jacksonville Jaguars? I'm not. So it's just funny to me that now, oh, yes, hey, the Jaguars owner did the right thing. He started doing the wrong thing when he hired Urban Meyer.
Yeah, I will say this, and kind of revealing, you've told me for a while who Urban Meyer was. You've had some, you've known him a lot longer than me. I'm a little bit surprised that it went this bad this quickly. I'll be honest with you. Like I was excited about the hire, and I didn't know that Urban Meyer was this bad a dude. You know, I just didn't know. Like to go kick a player, you know, or to constantly be a finger pointer. But I will push back on you with this because I think that what Shad Khan did was try to strike lightning in a bottle. He tried to go get a coach that had tremendous amount of success. He knows that there's been this infusion of football scheme-wise from college into the NFL, and he saw a guy that had tremendous success in kind of the college football world with quarterback development and having quarterbacks play really well. And I think that he said, you know what, I want to roll the dice a little bit on it. I will always understand coaches or ownership doing that. But I do have to. I feel like we do have to give him some credit for making the move now. I like this. I live by saying a little. I don't want to say live by. Sometimes you make right decisions, and sometimes you make decisions right. And he at least has the courage today to go, you know what? I was wrong. I made the wrong decision, and I got to move off of it now. I got to give him some credit for that.
Yeah, you can, and a lot of other people can. But Dio, I tried to remind everybody before all this started. Look, I'm about every. You know me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm about
No
every
doubt.
guy getting this check. I'm about people being able to have second chances and opportunities. But Urban came into Jacksonville on like his 5th chance. Like, I'm not,
No, that's
bro.
fair.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm not about to give credit to Shad Khan for firing Urban Meyer. He fired Urban Meyer because this became too big. Was it not big enough when he hired a racist strength coach? Was it not big enough when he didn't fly back with the football team and ended up with a
know where I
bar
felt on
and
that, yeah.
embarrassing
Right.
his whole
Yeah,
franchise?
that was egregious.
When was it? Was it
Wait.
not enough at Ohio State when he was
Yeah.
dealing
No,
with
you're
an
right.
assistant coach and played dumb? Like, come on, man.
I'm with you.
Hold on,
believe
hold on.
people for who they are.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.